think for us to have the context for the rest of the conversation we're going to have tonight, I think we should start here. So if you guys are not aware, there was a recent tech demo that was showcased by Unreal Engine, obviously from Epic Games. And then you have the team over at CD Projekt Red. Now, I want to make it very clear for all the journalists out there that are claiming this is gameplay for The Witcher 4, you guys suck, okay? You guys absolutely suck. They made it very clear that this is not gameplay for The Witcher 4. This is simply a tech demo. Actually, before we showcase this video, let me do you one even better. Let me showcase the last time CD Projekt Red decided to promise us something with a tech demo and how they delivered it. Let me remind everybody what that was like, okay? Here's the tech demo for Cyberpunk 2077, and here's what actually happened at the release of Cyberpunk 2077 for console users, last generation console users that were promised a good experience on the console. Let's remind you what happened here. Just as a good reminder of, what CD Projekt Red's tech demos actually mean. They mean absolutely fuck all. They mean nothing. Zero, zip, zilch, nada. They don't mean anything. So anyway, with that being said, let's watch history repeat itself, because now we are getting a tech demo with The Witcher 4. Hopefully with modern day technology, they won't fuck it up that bad, considering that they were way ahead of themselves in trying to release Cyberpunk on last generation consoles, knowing damn well that was never going to happen. But in any case, let's go. Here we go. State of Unreal, boys. Let's go.
Sleep, is he? The ploughing plonker. Break me pearlies on this blasted pit-ridden tract. Where's fear not Gyro? Oi! The devil's out there! It's running from!
By the way, is anybody else getting really sick and tired of seeing Unreal Engine literally fucking everywhere? Literally everywhere. This is a cinematic. I know. Wait, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. It's transitioning. Remember, they like to do the whole transition from cinematic to gameplay. So just give it a second. It's coming.
Salt.
Almost had me fooled, Fruin.
Pause. Okay, so this is the screenshot that was heard all around the world. All around the world, right? This is the screenshot that was going everywhere. But I want to make it very clear for the journalists that are out there saying, oh my God, this is the new gameplay for Witcher 4. You dumb motherfuckers. It's literally right on the bottom of the goddamn fucking thing. Look at this, bro. It's on the bottom. It says technical presentation, not actual gameplay. But of course, you know, they're gonna keep doing what they're gonna do anyway. So people are saying, oh my God, they changed Ciri, they changed Ciri, they changed Ciri. I'm gonna leave it to you like this, okay? Here's where my mindset is at, okay? Does she look different? She looks slightly different, yes, she does. But they're in ways that are not necessarily in her structure. But what I will say is that her nose looks a little bit thinner. She suddenly has freckles all over her face, right? I know she had freckles slightly like above the higher part of her nose before that would seep up into her forehead, but now they're basically all over her face. And her eyebrows are bushier. It's basically it. People are saying her face is more angular, but honestly, in my opinion, if you look at some of the other cinematics, her face was always pretty angular. Maybe it's not as fat, perhaps. Maybe her face is not as fat anymore. Maybe she's not on her period and she's not bloated. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But the only three things, I'm sorry, that I absolutely can say is 100% changed in my opinion is the freckles, the nose, and the eyebrows. That's the only thing that I can see that's different. Otherwise, what this is to me is we are seeing the difference between two different teams that have the same model guidelines, because this happens all the time. It would actually be hilarious, by the way. It would be hilarious if they have both of the series in the same game. Can you imagine if in the cinematics you end up getting the fatter Ciri, but then in the gameplay you get this Ciri? It would be hilarious, by the way, because it'll prove that all this shit about, oh, she looks different, she was changed because of whatever. I don't think they're changing shit, bro. I keep reminding people, do not trust CD Projekt Red in the slightest, because they're not changing shit for anybody. CD Projekt Red is literally one of the only companies out there that are virtue signaling right now for Pride Month still in 2025. They're virtue signaling nonstop. So why are we believing them? I have no idea. But in any case, let's continue. It seems like small changes right now. Now, this is where the tech demo begins. Okay, so this is where the supposed gameplay that all the journalists are trying to say is gameplay that is not gameplay. It's a fucking tech demo. So what you're about to see, no matter how pretty it looks, I want you guys to understand the chances of this being what you get on anything other than PC is pretty much fucking negligible. No matter how powerful the PS5 Pro is, it's basically a bargain, computer at that point. But let's continue. I'll say this. I don't think they're going to struggle. I don't think they're going to struggle as much with the PS5 hardware as they did with the PS4 hardware and Cyberpunk. I'll say that. I don't think they're going to struggle as much. I think it's going to be a lot easier for them to bring a decent experience to that platform, unlike PS4 that was trying desperately to handle Cyberpunk when we all know that wasn't going to happen, but they promised us it would with a tech demo. Anyway.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the State of Unreal at Unreal Fest Orlando. We're here to show you what's next with Unreal Engine and so much more. We are thrilled that you're able to join us. Thank you. But first things first, I'm here with Sebastian and Kaitek from CD Projekt Red. We have a lot to talk about. Hey, guys.
Hey. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt, and hello, everyone. With The Witcher 4, we're stepping things up. And to do that, we needed the right partner, one that truly understands that great open-world games are all about art and technology coming together.
Yeah, and look, our goals are completely aligned here. And around the launch of UE5, your awesome team at CD Projekt Red announced a collaboration to make open world development in Unreal even better. And it's an opportunity, we just couldn't pass it up. So we've been working on a technical demo together to achieve just that. I think we should take a look at it. You guys ready?
Born ready. Kaitek is going to play the build for us.
Sure, let's do it.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now is running on a standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray tracing.
Standard. Okay, so standard PS5. Standard PS5. Have you guys noticed that all these tech demos are doing the same thing? Standard PS5, 60 FPS with ray tracing. Mind you, Doom, the Dark Ages, with forced ray tracing on, was making mid-tier PC struggle at 60 FPS, 1440p. But okay, sure, no problem.
So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin. The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in a game. Right now, Ciri is investigating a monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village. All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt and Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest.
That's a good point.
And wild nature.
That's a good point. Hold on, where'd that comment go? Where'd that comment go? It tells you at the bottom of the screen that they're lying.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world.
It glitched.
We can now
it?
bring in more content.
Go back, hold on, go back. Let me see, hold on.
Take a nanite approach to foliage. Past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Ciri.
It literally lagged loading in the tech demo. Oh, man. You saw that freeze? Hold on. That was great. Give me a second. Let me go back. Hold on.
As we fly down to catch up with Ciri.
It's like, hold on. That's so funny, bro. I didn't go back far enough. It's fine. Whatever.
Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade, and mining. It's one of those places.
And my thing is like, so they're trying to showcase this, right? They're trying to showcase this as it's something new. Like this is something new in Unreal Engine, but this is nothing new. This is just them using Unreal Engine. It might be new for CD Projekt Red, but this is nothing new. There's no combat. I don't think there's any combat. When they say gameplay tech demo, they basically mean, hey, we're gonna just show this literally running around. We're gonna showcase Ciri running around in nice, pretty environments to show off the lighting and all that stuff. That's basically it.
You can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food.
And the missus?
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Bugger. Not her again.
Oh yeah, if you're seeing like FPS lag, it's because I'm using StreamYards, but just know that the game it's pretty smooth. I'm watching this right now on 4K. I should probably lower this because StreamYards does not showcase 4K very well. So I'll put it on 1080p 60 to see if it's better for you guys. But if it's lagging, it's only because of StreamYards. Aside from that one stutter, that stutter was the stream.
Side gazes while I present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wait, and a bear's weight grants good fortune.
I mean, the characters look really good, but to be fair, they looked really good in The Witcher 3 too. So it's really, this is nothing new, bro. I'm telling you, this is absolutely nothing new. I feel like they're just trying to pretend as, oh, it's Unreal Engine 5 and everything's going to look so much better. This looks as good as Witcher 3. Which, again, I mean, Witcher 3 looked really good. This probably looks slightly better because of better shadows and whatnot. And there's obviously more on the screen because, you know, the engine can handle more. But aside from that, I don't really see the problem. How is the Xbox going to handle this, by the way? They keep talking about PlayStation 5 standard. I don't know. We'll see.
Pardon.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you, sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is working together. Oh, look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
Last of it, is it? Running away.
Again, I want people to keep in mind this tech demo. Wow, so amazing, so beautiful. Look at all these NPCs. It's a literal fucking repeat of Cyberpunk 2077. It's a literal repeat of that same exact situation.
Jingle in the purse.
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the series quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You're off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? Ah, Witcheress. What
No,
news of my
there's no
wagons?
combat. No
My
combat. in
eternity
this.
is taking
Zero.
that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you.
So you see right there. Oh, let's go back. This looks like the Ciri from the cinematic. I'm sorry. Aside from the freckles, because now her face is fat again. So I'm just saying, different angles, different lighting, all that stuff. You never know. But this doesn't look like the softer Ciri that we just saw at the beginning of the what do you call it, the tech demo. So at this point, keep that in mind, guys.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men. Quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Creighton. Not here.
Well, Ciri decides.
Is it wrong of me? Listen, again, is it wrong of me to not believe for a single second that they're going to achieve what they say they're going to achieve on the standard PS5 with ray tracing? Is that like wrong of me? Because you'll have people that are super fanboys of CD Projekt Red, and they'll come at me and they'll yell at me and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just a hater and stuff." And I'm thinking to myself, bro, were you not there for Cyberpunk 2077? Like, what? Do you not remember the tech demo versus what was actually given or what happened? Do you not realize why CD Projekt Red's reputation took an absolute fucking tank after that game released? And the entire reason why that happened for almost a year, if not a little bit more than that? So I don't believe that any of this is going to happen. I really don't.
What to do about that merchant? Let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch fishes. Won't find none fresher.
Rugged me ladies after one of
Comes. Get this cleaned and gutted for you. You mind, dearest? Into seeing something more. Got mackerel, cod, all Braxton's finest.
And there is tons of tech to play here. Even this simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth.
Yeah, see, Nightmare, I would agree with you. I would say that this game looks good. The problem is we're not looking at the game. That's the issue. We're not looking at the game. We're looking at a tech demo. This is not the game at all. And this is from a company that has proven that their tech demos are nowhere near what their actual games end up being. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would agree with you. If they said this was gameplay and this is what you're going to get when you play Witcher 4, I'm down for the most part, right? Like, I'm like, all right, the game looks good. But otherwise, it's a fucking tech demo, bro.
And more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the
That's a good
tapping
question,
quality
GDR.
between Ciri and NPCs is as
A lot of people are believing that The Witcher 4 is way off before we even see Witcher 4. It's way off. Like, people are thinking like the game is nowhere near complete at this point, which is why they're showing the tech demo.
small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right? But
Peter says it's not a tech demo. Okay. Peter, I don't know if you can look on the bottom. They purposely leave it opaque so that you can't see it. But it says this is a technical presentation, not actual gameplay. So again, I'll read it again. This is a technical presentation, not actual gameplay. It's like literally watermarked here on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's a little hard to read. That's why I'm reading it for you.
but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in Pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal's systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game.
Yeah, see, like, I can't believe this because they did the same thing with Cyberpunk. They talked about the same shit. They're like, oh, with Cyberpunk 2077, you can load and render a whole bunch of NPCs, blah, blah, blah. They literally did the same shit. They did the same shit. And now they're back here repeating history again.
Same thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. That's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Ciri? We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we are doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans. A first look at Lanexeter.
Onward, Kelby. We've worked.
Wow. And that's basically it. So again, at this point, I would love for the game to look like that. I would love for the game to be like that. But the simple fact is, I've learned from CD Projekt Red's history not to believe a single fucking word they say anytime they showcase a tech demo. I absolutely refuse to believe anything they say, personally. So I would tell people the smart thing to do would be to wait for reviews and see what people say, especially about the performance, because if you're going to buy this on, I would be more wary about buying this on console than I would be about buying this on PC, which is the same thing I said during the entire Cyberpunk debacle. I was like, if you're going to buy this game and be a day one buyer, you are less risky on PC than you are on console. That's my genuine belief. And again, I'm not saying that it's again, I'm not saying this from a PC elitist standpoint. It's just the fucking truth. Like you're most likely going to run into a lot of problems on console with this game. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully not. Maybe they did learn their lesson with Cyberpunk, but chances are maybe not. Chances are maybe not at this point. Especially with Unreal Engine 5 that is known for having loading issues, stuttering problems. There's been games that are way less graphically intensive than a game like this that have had issues with stuttering. They have issues with loading. The one that I could think of recently would probably be Silent Hill 2 Remake. You guys remember Silent Hill 2 Remake ran like shit. Even on my 4090, ran like shit. It had stuttering issues nonstop until they patched it, and then everything was fine after that. But still, it took about a month or two for them to patch that shit. But in any case, all right, let's get into hold on. So we already covered the Ciri stuff, her face and all that. Exactly. They're trying to say it's a regular PS5, not even a PS5 Pro. A PS5 Pro, I gotta imagine, would be better. I would hope. Anyway. But I guess we'll see.